David Pearce, the guy who won more medals than any other in the Mind Sports Olympiad. How many medals did you win?
To date, 142 medals.
142. That's amazing. You competed all the edition?
Yes, since the very first MSO in 1997. I came along to do mainly the decamentathlon in those days, but I didn't actually get a medal in the first year. And bridge was my main event, but by the next year I was beginning to get the hang of the newer games.
So you are also kind of collecting titles of world champion in this, world champion in that.
Yes, I am well, it was one of the things which kept me going for carrying on winning more. A little thing I had in the back of my head was to win more world championships than Michael Phelps had when I looked up how many he had, and I've overtaken him by 2 now.
Okay, what do you think about the Mind Sports now? Do you think they could go better?
I think there is certainly a lot of room for expanding in Mind Sports. I mean, a lot of people think with the computers and other innovations that board games are things of the past, but many of these games have lasted thousands of years without the rules changing, and there is a reason for this.
Yeah.
The games have a great deal of depth, and I think there is also a beauty behind them sometimes. I'm not always good enough to get the beauty out of all of the games.
Yeah, you till 2 or 3 years ago were used to keep all the data of the Mind Sport, all the results, all the ranking, but now it's not possible to find all this anymore. So what's the problem?
I got out of date behind some of it because the office weren't providing me with the information at a time when I needed it, and then I got very busy in other things, and because they had started a second website again, I just didn't keep the information particularly current. I am intending to bring it back up to date at some point in the next 2 months.
That's a good news, because it was fun for me. Also because I was quite high in that ranking.
Oh, indeed, yes. And it's been quite, a lot of people have been shifting recently.
I can't smell the goal in the last 2 or 3 years, but
no.
I reached my best in 2012. And,
well, we'll see. Maybe coming back again.
Which one are your favorite games?
My favourite game at the moment, I think, is still Abalone. It's a very nice shape game. The old original board position is just a draw, but the new position plays very nicely.
The new position is a daisy.
Yes, Belgian daisy, 2 hexagons, one hexagon here, 1 hexagon there. There's some very strong French players though, but it's still...
And did you win the championship?
No, one of the French people came across specifically, and it's very tight between us, and no, he beat me this year.
And what about, there was that Austrian guy that were very strong in Abalone, there's Schneider.
Yeah, Gert Schneider. I haven't played him for years. I moved on a level significantly above when I last played him, but I don't know how strong he is now. I played people who have played against him, and sometimes beaten them, sometimes. Well,
so you are, let's say you are in the top level in the world.
Well, yes, there's a computer game playing program called ABBA Pro, and that was trained on Gert Schneider, and they had a practice. They had some practice games in the literature for this program. It was someone's PhD thesis, and the program was comfortably beating him. I've since beaten the program on its top level as white, which I don't think anyone else has done yet, but this requires 45 minutes a move. The time for the tournament is 15 minutes.
Apart from Abalone, among the classic games, which one?
Well, bridge was the one I grew up with. As a card game, it's yes, so it's the one I'm best at, perhaps. But I also like Go, and perhaps a recent addition was Shogi. It's quite difficult.
You practice all these games?
There are times I practice them. They go through phases. I tend to like games a lot for a while, and then I can get bored of them. Sometimes they come like puzzles, and sometimes it requires too much, other times it requires too much effort in order to become better, to compete. So there's a level when you're playing just for fun, for part of it, and then you need to decide, how good do I want to become? And sometimes I stick with them.
The thing I missed this year, one of the things I missed this year is playing against you. I never met you in any tournament.
This is true, yes. I suppose it's because I haven't been playing poker.
Yeah, no, the point is also that so far there are a lot more tournaments, so
there are a lot of choices.
We are spread around all
this is certainly the case. I've only played Andres in one event. Haven't played you, so yes, I suppose
maybe we will fight each other next year.
Indeed,
okay. I would love to. It's always a pleasure to play against you.
And the same's true there. Not quite so much of a pleasure when I'm losing the game to you, but it's always a pleasure to be challenged.
Okay, thank you very much, David.
Thank you very much, Dario.